Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Back from a quick vacation with the kids for spring break. Let's go ahead and get this gauge installed in the Integra with the new Omni Power tack. Now for the real crappy part of this install is working on getting this bezel removed. One of the worst things to do on this Integra, to be honest. The assortment of tools that we may or may not need, but a bunch of panel pulling tools. This kick panel down below here that you'll need to remove. There's 1, 2 screws here that will get removed. And you should be able to it should give us access to the screws that are remaining here. There should be one here, which is not in there. Shame on me. And then there's one right there. So that is 1 and 2. Not there, but we'll need it removed. Pull these knobs here. Just comes off pretty easily. Same with this heater control knob. I'm going to use this and gently pry up on the piece, and it should just all remove in one piece. So that's out. You can see mine is a little bit cracked. And now we'll move over to this guy over here. Oh, let's get this one removed onto the 2 screws up top here. Try to get these buttons pried out and unplugged. Push it from the back. Ah, okay. I just reached my finger back there and pushed it. That seems to work the best. Get one out and then just kind of fish a finger back there. Push the other one from the back. Let's try this. Cool. Okay, kind of just fished top and bottom on both of those. You can see each of these clips has a top spring and kind of a bottom tab here. There, it worked for that one. For this one, I'm just going to go ahead and push the clip back there. Cannot focus on that, but there's a clip I can see back here. I'm just going to try to unclip it. All right. Trying to keep even pressure on all of this stuff. Let's drop the steering column as far as we can. It's out. Caught a little bit. Should be. I forgot to disconnect the window adjuster switch. Is that all in one piece? So now we have one bolt right there, or one screw right there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. Cool. That's that. We're gonna go to the engine bay and loosen the speedo cable. Let's go ahead and do that. There is a speedo cable here that runs right into the speed sensor. Pull up on this. It runs from there. Give it a chance to have some slack. So as you pull the cluster from the inside, you don't end up getting stuck. Once we get this cluster pulled forward, there's the speedo cable that attaches to this. There's this plug, that plug, and that plug here that corresponds with these locations here that you need to unplug. We got both of the clusters out. I'm going to swap out the LED bulbs that I have in this cluster into this cluster. These are the old and original bulbs, and I went ahead and purchased a while back these LED bulbs from eBay. We got those bulbs swapped out. Now we're going to figure out this oil pressure wiring here. I'm gonna get the car jacked up real quick and figure out the best way to route this. The clutch cable hole gasket was already pretty ill-fitting, so I went ahead and fed that plug through the firewall that way. I was able to get that wire through the firewall and then routed right to the cluster. This plug right here now. So cluster itself plugged in, and then we got to figure out the engine bay side of things. This is the plug here coming from the tach that we need to plug into this white wire. One at a time. You're only going one way, so you can't be wrong. Alright. Speedo cable's plugged in. Push this back into place. Nice. Alright, I recommend putting a microfiber cloth over this portion here so you don't scratch it to hell like I did. Okay. Speedo cable is kicking my butt. Also came back with a microfiber towel. Heed my own advice here. Oh, you know what we forgot? We forgot to put in the brackets. No. Supposed to be fun, right? Alright. That is sort of a win, I guess. A win slash like fixing my mistakes. And oh no. That's that in. Nice. I did take that wire, kind of forced it down there. That's the wire right there. I'll show you guys where the switch is here. The single wire kind of in the middle of the flashlight head right there. I might just have to jack up the car. Alright, let's jack up the car. Man, I really need a lift. That's what we're looking at, guys. Now, let's screw this bad boy in while we're down here. Where's the hole? Right there. I think I mentioned in the last video that I didn't think that there was enough wiring. I lied. There's plenty. Now, one thing I'm not 100% sure about is what to do with the original oil pressure wire. Do I just tie it up? Is it good to go? Or do I need to feed that wire to something? I don't know. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. Or it might be in the instructions, which I am notorious for not reading. We got the oil pressure switch installed, which not as fun as I wanted it to be. I guess let's see if the lights work at all on this cluster. Oh, you know what? They're not going to, because we need a dimmer switch. So they won't work without the dimmer switch. Okay. All right, look at that. We should be ready to crank this thing over and see if the gauges work. All right, moment of truth here. Let's see if this works. Lights on. We'll take it for a quick drive. Make sure everything works before we button up the bezel. I would hate to have to take off the bezel again. She's in. Check it out. Looks very purple in this light. I haven't installed the bezel, of course. Just wanted to make sure everything works first. It's weird. The tack seems to be a little bit slow to respond. I don't know what that is. But let's get the GoPro on and take it for a quick drive around the block. Alright guys, you guys are all caught up with the install. As you can see from the video, we did run into a few issues through a check engine light. I'm assuming it's related to the oil pressure switch not being installed anywhere. So the hot wire I kind of just zip tied off and left hanging. Assumed it wasn't needed. I'm assuming that it is needed just based on the check engine light and the VTEC not engaging. I did go ahead and go on Amazon to order a T-fitting so we can get both the new oil pressure sensor installed and then the old oil pressure switch. The oil pressure gauge itself seems to be working fine, but as you can see in the video, we did see some jumpiness in the needle, especially in the higher RPM ranges, kind of 5K and above. We're seeing that needle kind of wave around. I ended up reaching out to Omni Power directly, and Steve from Omni Power had reached back out to me very quickly, surprisingly fast, and has been super responsive and nothing but supportive in helping me work out some of these bugs. So with Steve's help, I'm confident that we'll figure out these bugs and get this tack properly working. So that's it for this one. Apologies for dragging this one out. It will be going to a third episode here as we work out some of these bugs. Something that I don't think that I've mentioned in my past videos, but you guys have probably already figured out, is I'm brand new to this. I have a few videos up, so thank you guys so much who have stuck around and come along for the ride from the past videos. Thank you guys for joining. If you guys are brand new, this is a ton of work but a ton of fun for me, and I have a newfound appreciation for YouTubers and automotive YouTubers. It's a lot of work, so I appreciate you guys sticking around, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks.